I know. Yeah, come on up. So, hey guys, I'm Brendan, Dalton. Good to see everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit about AI. Now, it'd probably be a lot more fun to talk about how AI is going to control us and kick us out, and what the hell are we going to do when we lose control, or even when the police forces are all controlled by robots. What are we going to do? But we're not going to talk about that, even though it'd be really fun and we could probably have some really good conversation. This is a story about how Dalton just tried to figure out how to leverage AI within the agency. And so I had mentioned this in like a little breakout in Arizona, and there was some interest in it. And so they asked me to talk to you all about it today, and that's what we're doing. But I need to establish something. I'm not an expert in AI. I don't claim to be. There's probably 10 people in this room who know more about AI than I do, if not 50. So don't ask me any hard questions about AI. What I do want to talk about is, yeah, okay, I'm a little slow on the clicking. I'm not an AI expert, not even close. But what I wanted to do is like figure out how can the Dalton agency, how can we have an advantage in new business and client retention? And AI seemed to present that opportunity. So I'm going to walk through just the process. The deck has kind of the process, it even has some of the findings, and we'll share it out because if there's something that's useful to any of the other agencies, we'd love for you to take it. And if there's suggestions on how we could be doing better, let's do it. So we are an agency of approximately 90 people. Even though it's a bad word, we are full service. And so I put out something on Slack, Dalton All, and said, hey, we're going to start an AI team, and we want some volunteers. And so I was looking for at least one person from every department, and we actually got at least 2 people from every department, which was really cool because then everyone had a buddy. Quickly establish, number one, we are not trying to replace people with technology. That's not what this is about. It's not figure out how, to lose your job. That's not what we're trying to do here. It's how do we help our agency, our teams, and our individuals be more efficient and more effective. And I also said, it's going to be constantly changing, right? I mean, every week there's new technology, there's new versions. So we can't think that this is a figure it out and it's static and it's done, so it's going to be continually evolving. So, we met, and then it just started off, hey, everyone with your department mates, go do some exploration. Go see what's out there. Go see what technology do you believe could help you and the department be what we just said, more efficient, more effective, and bring it back. So the teams brought it back, and we reviewed them. So every team, I asked the people to have a minimum of 3, but no more than 5. Everyone brought about 3 back. And we, presented it to our AI team, and we discussed it. And there was even some really cool, like, PR and social. And I'll share this in a minute. There's one that both of them can utilize. And so we saw some patterns and some overlap, which was really good. And then, so we couldn't have an AI stack that had 20 or 25. That was unwieldy, right? So I said, all right, now that we've all talked, go back and figure out what is the top one. What is the top one? Look at the cost, look at the benefits, look at the seats. I don't want cost to be prohibitive, but I want everyone to look at cost because that's what we need to do, right? We need to be responsible. So everyone did that, and they came back and they said, hey, here's the one that we would like to use. To give this team some visibility within the agency more than what they already have, we had them come back and present to the executive team. So now the executive team is also aware of the stack and what they can do and whatnot. But I think what's really cool is now these individuals are like the AI ambassadors within their departments. And so now we're in the process of the team members, the AI team members, sharing the AI technology and how it could be used with the people that they work with, right? So now they're the inside experts. And I truly hope, and I don't know, but I truly hope that this may provide a point of difference for us in new business, and even with our current clients. Because, we all have our capability slide, we all have our fact sheet slide, now we can have an AI stack slide. I don't know if there's a better term for it, but that's kind of what we're using. Sounds kind of techy and cool. So what I'm going to do is just go through, these are the 7, and I have, yes sir. I don't know what you got for me. It's all right. No, I am giving you, we're going to go through every single one of these and talk about how the departments are using them, the cost, it's all here. It is all here. So you can thank me later. Now, there's a lot of words on here, but I put them on there just so you guys could actually see the details. So this is a great one. It's so simple. Like if this is nothing scary. Otter AI. So you basically, and there's other texts that do the same thing, but you basically have it on Zoom or Teams calls, and you don't have to take notes anymore. It literally knows that Brendan's talking now, and then David talks, and then Renee talks, and it says, this person talked, it literally transcribes it, and then there's like key words that you can say, like action item. Like it can be a little cheesy, you can do it live. If it's like intern, you can be like action item, and then say, pop, 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 and then it'll pull it out later. It will even like collab the talking points and the slides in your notes section. It's like super fantastic. My favorite thing about it, because this is the account management one, that's the one that they said, this is what we want, because now whoever, whether they're junior or what, when you're taking notes, you're not as engaged in the conversation. You're just taking notes, and you're worried about, I got to have my notes really good or I'm going to get in trouble. So now that person can, technical difficulties here, now that person can be part of the conversation. So that's Otter AI. This one is very affordable too. Yes. I'm not an expert. Not an expert. You're good.
If you have here, so it will take notes and you can have the audio. So can you embed the audio into the notes?
Yeah, it puts it all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have clients that won't let us record meetings. We have to get permission for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do they know when you're using this on a Teams call, or is it invisible to them?
It would. It kind of like says, it makes an announcement. Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to get like client approval to use it.
Yes.
Correct.
So,
Are there concerns with security? At the integrated conference, the lawyer spoke about when you use tools that's out there in the web, and they gave examples, like Samsung engineers or whatever,
Yeah.
and they used an AI tool, and everybody, it's out in the open web now. So that got me scared. I said no more like recording any notes with AI until this is out situation. I don't know if there's security
Yeah.
there.
I don't know. There could be. I mean,
John, I've had exactly the same concerns, and so I'm not letting people use Otter in particular for that very reason.
security concerns.
So if you read their terms and conditions, they'll say that they basically own everything they record and can use it to inform future modeling, yada, 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 which
So Dalton is no longer using Otter, just so you know. Horrible, horrible platform.
So there are some places where that's okay, right?
Yeah.
But if you're working with a sensitive client on confidential information, that's probably not. If it's less sensitive situation, it might make more
Yeah.
sense.
So, Brendan,
Yes.
I think a good key takeaway here is that even if your clients aren't allowing real-time AI integration, you can still take personal notes from a meeting, put it into a service like Otter or ChatGPT, and it can summarize everything for you so that you can distribute it
Yeah, it's a gateway AI. So this is this is just a little screen grab. I won't go through it, but just has some call outs of how it's being used with little personal notes. Jasper. So Jasper is another cool one, and it's really a copy and idea generator that can jumpstart content. So really what I think is cool that all of these things are continuing to evolve, but you can feed Jasper websites, social content, press releases. You can feed it inputs that will have it learn a brand's tone of voice. And so then when it outputs content, then it is supposed to do it in the way of the brand's voice, which is kind of interesting. So from, good way, and again, these are starters. These are to jumpstart content, but blogs, emails, web copy, social content, there's a lot of opportunity with Jasper for that. Was there a, no? Okay.
So what have they used this yet, and what did they use it on?
A lot of blog content, and even just I think starting points for some press releases.
Okay.
Yeah. And none of this stuff,
Brand tone, right?
it's helping. It's not perfect, but it's leading into it. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you using this primarily for Dalton or for your clients?
We are looking at how we use it for our clients. This is all very, very fresh. So we haven't outwardly used it a lot for clients, but we are using it for starting some of the work that ends up being client work. Yeah. So, Jasper seems to be a great one. It can help with headline writing. It can really simplify things. I know you can do this in ChatGPT as well, but complex topics. We're working with a Bosch Rexroth company that does factory automation, and no one on the team really understood what much of it did. And you can feed some of these things into AI, and it gives you a description that explains it to me like a child. So helps with simplifying a lot of things. Okay. So Midjourney, I'm sure everyone is familiar with Midjourney, and it's really incredible, the image generation that it's doing, and it's through, you're probably familiar, you put a prompt in, and with any of these things, the better the prompts are, the better the output is. Here's an example of one of the prompts one of the guys did for a Porsche thing that we've been doing some explorative new business work on. And you can see the level of detail that the prompt, and it was, and you can see the output that it came. So this was literally down to the model, colors, the style, the angle of the shot and everything. So it's pretty incredible. It doesn't do everything perfect, of course. But it gives you initial versions of it, and then you can focus in on one. It's very flexible in size and aspect ratio. It's flat, so there's no vector. It's 60-month for commercial license, which is not that expensive. And it's done through a Discord. So there's a Discord that you go to, and you put all your prompts in. But I'm sure a lot of people in your agency, if you aren't, they're already using it for personal use or whatnot. We've definitely used it for some work. This is stuff that we've pushed out in addition to the Porsche visual that you see. So it's pretty cool. Why not short circuit some of the visual work? Okay, are we getting scared yet?
Have you guys used it for finished work or just concept presentation?
I believe we've used it for some finished work. Yeah, yeah.
So some agencies are using it for storyboarding.
Yeah, that's where we've used it.
Yes.
And searching for stock photography,
Yeah.
it takes so long.
Forever to get. Yeah.
You never find
This
it.
is a real,
Jumpstart.
Yeah.
that's
We've used Firefly a lot to extend images.
yeah.
So you find that stock image that's really close, but you got to go a little bit further.
Yeah.
So that's about the only place I think we've used it for finished work.
Well, it can also take a low-res image and make it a high-res image.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Use it for COB fair enough too, I guess.
So what's the licensing? If this piece
you don't. I think what my understanding is that this is licensed work because it's a recreation. It's now, it's in 6 months, it could change. It's going to change, but right now, that's where it's at. And no, Photoshop has added their AI tool, so like everyone's really getting into it, and so.
And that's why I like Firefly, because I feel like we're on slightly more solid ground from a licensing perspective for finished work, but I, no idea.
Yeah.
Still kind of wild.
It's the Wild West. Like you have to be comfortable with, being a little bit out in the Wild West. And I mean, we have even thought about we don't have a statement yet if we're asked, but we're not going to lie about anything, obviously. We're going to say that, yeah, this is helping us be more efficient and more effective, and we're not breaking any rules.
Yeah, Brendan, that's what I was gonna ask is, have you or has anyone else put together their AI point of view to share with clients? Like, this is what we're doing with AI to preempt the questions from them? Has anyone built that?
So the framework that we're using, that we heard at the Mirror New Business Conference just a few months ago, it's 3 A's. What are you going to automate? What are you going to augment? And what are you going to avoid? So if you think about it in terms of what Brennan's been talking about, there's a lot of things that we can automate, a lot of things that we can make faster and just take out our redundant hours, right? Some things we can augment, like what Kelly was just talking about. We can take this image, make it larger, take a low res image, make it bigger, and then there's going to be a lot of things that we should just flat out avoid in terms of what's usable, what's our content, or what's not. I think the percentages that we're looking at was about 70% automate, 20% augment, and 10% avoid. But if you have a statement, a declarative statement of this is what we're, at least in this short term, this is what we're going to do, then your clients you have a point of conversation.
How are you rolling that out? Are you like giving that statement individually one-on-one conversations with
We
clients?
actually are starting to have conversations
Okay.
with clients. Ours is not completely written yet, but that's the framework.
Got it, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Have you had a client ask you if it's gonna reduce their rate?
I don't think so.
It's coming.
There's a cost to it. There's a cost to it.
No, but I'm anticipating if you're saying, we're gonna take this and automate this process, we're no longer gonna have a designer sitting and resizing banner sizes. There's a cost to that, right?
Well, we've already seen a few clients show us things that they created on their own with AI tools that historically they would have come to the agency.
Yeah.
And they were really, really good. Results were what you expect. But the cost to them was terrific, so they didn't bounce. They lowered their expectations because the cost is so low.
All right. So we'll just keep it moving a little bit. So our web team brought back ChatGPT. So they're the ones who really wanted to say we can use this to help us be more efficient. And here's a couple ways from code generation. So there's a lot of routine type boilerplate code, and they can get that as a starting point. If there's a piece of code, putting in a simple language that tells them what to do, doing debugging. So if there's an error message they're getting, they can put the error message in and receive potential solutions. A coding tutor is a way to learn new languages. So, client wants something written in a language that we don't know or a CMS that we're not proficient in. There's tutoring that comes through. And then also, a second set of eyes to look for debugging and improving structure and style and readability. So again, it's kind of crazy, but that's one that hopefully isn't as wild, wild west, I would say. So that's another use for ChatGPT. Our post-production had one for Runway. This one is crazy to me. Not that they aren't all, but you know how Mid-Journey, you put text prompts in for flat images. This is for videos. I'll just go ahead and click. These are the text prompts. We did not do this. This is from the website, but it's kind of incredible. So I think if you look at it, I think the comment is thinking about it as almost like stock imagery. Like Mid-Journey, you can think about it as like stock imagery. Runway, same thing. It's like stock video content. And then there's a lot of really cool tools with this one. It's in still beta, so it's still early on. Our editor did a text prompt to this one, I believe. But check this stuff out. You can also have existing video that you put in and then do a text prompt to say, I want this individual to look like Barbie or whatever. And then over here, you can create custom models from real people. So you put in a person, and now you can turn that person to all these things. I mean, it's wild. And I mean, to me, like social content, this is a huge opportunity for social content. Huge, huge, huge. This one is interesting. So we have a editor who focuses on social, and he really saw this Topaz Labs as a way to really improve the footage that he is bringing in different ways, whether it's enhancing it, doing slow-mo, making something choppy play more smoothly. So here's a couple examples. I can't really see the difference, but hopefully my eyes aren't that good. But the one on the right, I can totally see. This is a choppy to make it stabilize. So it's just another AI tool that can do a lot of different things. I'll go back so we can see for post-production. And right now it's like $300 for a lifetime user.
So is that one, like if a client gives you a video that has like bad quality,
Yep.
you put it in and it would, really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. Vintage footage.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, I only.
Instantaneous, like
Yeah,
how quickly does it render
it's
out?
smoking fast.
We actually, we use something, David, I don't remember what it was.
You want me to go back?
We used for a recent pitch where we had a TV spot way back in our audience from like 20 years ago that was relevant to this pitch we were doing. We wanted to show a spot. It looked like a 20-year-old spot. He plugged it into, I don't know if it was Topaz, but one of those, and it squirted out what looked like a much more contemporary spot. It was
Yeah. So the last one is called 11 Labs, and this is like a voiceover generator. So 100,000 different voices you can choose from. You can also, build like custom voices, so you can like clone voices. But it's cool for either like low budget VOs or just scratch tracks, $22 a month. So if you think about, there's the cheap VO stuff out there already, but it takes time. You can just literally push something in. I think, here, we'll try to, you got it, Christy. I think he did these prompts because he's a smart ass, and I was like, tell me the cost, and so he sent these to me. Yeah, go ahead. Whoop. You can do it.
I know what you're thinking. Wow, what an excellent value. Please tell me more about this product. Well, I would, but I can only export a small amount of free audio samples from their website. So you're just going to have to deal with it.
So, I mean, like, that's a AI voice, right? And if they wanted to do like a Brendan, no one would want to, but they wanted Brendan to do a VO, I could record a voice and they could take however many words I had to say, and then they could do, Brendan's VO for things. Like, it's incredibly wild. So, scratch tracks, yeah. Yeah, so much better than your editor doing a read, right? So anyways, again, I'm not an expert. It's wild, wild west. There's a lot of things we have to think about. I love the 3 A's. We're working on our own statements. I think you have to be like proactive in certain aspects, but I think there's a lot of technology that's out there that shouldn't be risky. You shouldn't see as risky, and you should see as being able to help people be more efficient, more effective. Try.
So one of the things that we're kind of working on is how do you create a funnel for what's available, and even more importantly, how the regulatory people are progressing in this. So do you have a point person or that team capturing all of this, what's happening in Washington and everywhere else to stay on top of it? Because it's going to change. That model you just said is going to change next month, certainly next year. So how are you guys staying in front of it on things changing?
We're going to meet quarterly, but we have a Slack channel for AI. And so, I mean, the team is on the channel, and people will post updates or new things, and it's not perfect, but we're going to commit to meeting quarterly and evolving, because that was one of our kind of 3 rules, right? This is going to continue to evolve, to your point. So it's not perfect.
I just wanted to say, because we have Milan Montreal, which is a big AI company, and they're predicting in the next 10 years, 300 million jobs will be lost to AI. So that's the sad part.
But I think 400 million will gain.
Yeah, I agree.
Cybersecurity lobbyists right now that are looking at content that AI is producing because it belongs to somebody. I mean, we had a client, he's a musician, he told ChatGPT, write me a Western style song and the lyrics, and it did it in like seconds. And he's played it. But that content belongs to somebody. So we need to be careful.
We do.
Is that something that AMIN could kind of put a task force together on, or is there something that we can keep an eye on?
Yeah, that's a great idea.